We'll start at the beginning. 2017. Donald Trump had his first stroke on Twitter, international tensions were rising, but worst of all, Fortnite was released onto the unassuming public like a plague. Epic Games was rubbing their little villainous hands together, and overall, the reception was very good. Within a few months, it sold quite a few copies. The repercussions of this action were not yet clear, but we would soon find out that it would have consequences. Grave consequences. The snowball had started rolling, and two main factors contributed to the huge avalanche that would ensue. Enter stage right. A familiar face. He's got style, he's rich, and he's got 500k followers on Twitch. He also has really bright hair, which I'm assuming is to lure children into his Twitch channel. You know, they like shiny things, they're a bit like magpies. Within less than a year, he had gone from 500k to 6 million followers on Twitch, purely on Fortnite content. The lure had worked. He was streaming every single day, day in, day out, without rest. To the public, he was never a human being. He was a bot, designed to take children's souls and grind them into dust to feed them to the Fortnite machine. Fortnite was gaining players faster than the servers could handle. Ninja was playing with Drake amongst other people, and to be honest, he never stopped streaming. Until one day, he did. July came around, and for the first time in almost half a year, Ninja had stopped streaming. For like half a day, but in children years, that's like a week. The masses were baffled. Did he have a life outside of Twitch? Of course not. Twitter user Ninja Hater propositioned the most likely cause. Ligma.
Ligma. Ligma, what you ask? Ligma balls.
Ninja had died. He had succumbed to a mysterious disease that no one knew anything about and would never be treated. Charity campaigns were headed, tweets promoting Ligma awareness was sent, and the public was outraged and upset that their favourite internet star, Fortnite Ninja, had died. Well, of course he hadn't, but there were a surprising number of people who thought he had. This, in my opinion, was the first sign that Ninja's popularity was reaching kind of fatal velocities. Similar to Icarus, the man was flying too close to the sun. And December 31st, 2018, he crashed into it. In fact, I think he did a triple backflip into the fiery lake that is the surface of the sun. Set the scene. New York City, midday. The annual New York City New Year's event organisers were sat around the table, the smell of piss from the street slightly penetrating through the cheap coffee smell wafting around the executive room. On one end of the table sits a man, cross-legged, looking at his notes. So, guests. Another man sits beside him, looking kind of sheepish. So, there's this guy, he might be a shot in the dark, but I think he would fit nicely. Ninja. Cool, never heard of him. Would the drunk adults that attended our event know who he is? No. Would they like his content? Absolutely not. Perfect. And so an email was sent off to Ninja, and of course he accepted, because this means you're famous now, right? Fast forward, December 31st. It's beautiful, the moon is shining, the lights of the city glow against the pollution, and Ninja is partway through his 12-hour Fortnite stream. His night had gone well so far. He dabbed with his teammates, and his headband had been complimented by a Brazilian footballer, and he was about to attempt his biggest stunt yet. A mass floss. So a quick lesson on what flossing is. It's a dance move where you put your hands back and forward. To be honest, it's a really shitty dance move that's meant to be easy, but I simply never had the coordination for it. It's hard. It's really fucking hard. Like, I've had full breakdowns at parties over this dumb fucking dance move. And Ninja was now trying to get a whole crowd to perform it. Good luck, Charlie.
I'm not seeing enough movement!
See, I personally think this is when Ninja properly fell off. I believe the embarrassment of this night simply sucked his soul out and he never recovered. And This is the result of true ligma. It's not lethal. In fact, it's a chronic disease that's initiated by a mass cringe event and sucks your soul out through your asshole. His career took a steep decline, and Fortnite had taken the blood sacrifice it needed to gain popularity. Now, the second factor for why Fortnite gained popularity is kind of a little bit more sad. If you want to skip the sad boy bits and inject the funny straight into your bloodstream again, just skip to this time. But as some of you may know, Fortnite has a weekly update system pretty much, and it's sadly more and more common in the games industry, especially in America where there's very little protection for game developers. There are quite a few games companies that have been called out for their crunch work culture, and I do kind of consider it to be the darker underbelly of the industry, and Epic Games was no exception. Almost 2 years after Fortnite was released, developers came out against the company saying that the constant updates to Fortnite that garnered it so much success had many developers working up to 100-hour work weeks. And to give you context to that, if you're working a 5-day week, that's 20 hours out of 24, and if you're working a 7-day week, that's 7 14-hour shifts. While this was denied by Epic Games, I've heard many similar stories about abusive workers in other American games companies like Naughty Dog, so it's not entirely unfeasible. Workers in the company even said that many of their friends had breakdowns because they couldn't take time off and were so overworked. But sadly, it kind of sounds like these devs sacrificing their health contributed to the constant updates, which further lent itself to Fortnite's success. With the increasing popularity of Fortnite, or at this point, Forknife, as many Twitter users much funnier than me were calling it, there came controversy. Mainly from where most controversy originates. Old people.
This is a new game called Fortnite is drawing millions of players, and some parents are worrying their kids are spending way too much time at the controls.
Alright boys, pack it up, the kids are having too much fun, there's too much of it going around. But yeah, adults seem to be thinking their kids were spending too much time on the game in the newest episode of Why Do My Kids Hate Me? It certainly can't be me. Some even sent their kids to a rehab center for addiction where this man looked after them. I'm not saying I wouldn't trust this man with my children, but I wouldn't trust this man with my children. One woman in particular, Gillian Williams, a woman directly out of a children's nursery rhyme, decided to file a class action lawsuit against Epic Games, claiming that V-Bucks created a money illusion. Because that's the problem with Fortnite. It's false economy. And after all of that, to be honest, Fortnite is dying. I mean, it's still the most played game in the world, but if Google search results are anything to go by, the player base is definitely shrinking. And I'm assuming it's to do with most of the streamers who used to play Fortnite becoming burned out and giving up, or just that they haven't made any real improvements to the game for a while. So this video was an excellent idea for the algorithm. But like all good things, it must come to a halt eventually. The damage that this game has done on the world will be over eventually, and at that point, I'm sure we'll all be glad to not have to deal with Fortnite kids. Instead, the next greatest threat is TikTok kids. So we can have fun with that. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and if you made it this far, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you lot next week. Bye!